So
I got the Knicks
I'm looking forward
as
to it.
the third best team in the East if they win this series. I'm sorry, man. Halliburton, Donnie. I got him ahead of Jalen Brunson, man.
That's crazy.
Just where I'm at. So
That's insane.
Well, Donnie's not crazy.
That's
Donnie's
lunacy.
easily better than Jalen Brunson.
That's crazy. No,
No,
it's not.
no.
He's not. Easily?
Easily.
Not easily. That's crazy.
It's not even fucking close.
What are you talking about?
Donnie has been where Jalen was right now. Fucking when Jalen was in high school.
Right, but I'm saying right now, the better player, that's
Donnie.
like, you cannot say
the
easily.
Knicks would
There's
trade
an
Donnie
argument
straight
to
up for
be
Jalen
made.
right now.
What?
The Knicks would trade Donnie straight up
No,
for Jalen
they
right now.
would not.
They would
you are smoking penis if you think that. That's crazy.
Bro.
They would never.
Halliburton, you can argue with me on, and I'll give you that one. But Donnie, no shot.
Halliburton is disrespectful to say that he's better than Brunson, but I would yield to you that you could say that there's an argument.
Cat,
I would say there's an argument once again. Like Siakam is so brutally underrated.
Disrespectful.
I think that Siakam gets disrespected constantly, and people don't realize how good he is.
No, he's nasty.
Yeah, how about this? Siakam in the playoffs is, I think, equally as good as Cat in the playoffs. In the regular season, Cat's better, but Cat regresses and Siakam goes up.
And then Donnie's just better than Jalen in both.
That's just nuts. I think they're like very
how many one seeds has Jalen had?
Jalen has only been the guy for 3 seasons. So
3 seasons in, Donnie went to 3 playoffs and went to a conference final.
Jalen has also gone to 3 playoffs.
He went toe-to-toe with Jamal Murray in the bubble.
They have both gone equally far into the playoffs.
Has Jaden went toe-to-toe with Jamal Murray in the bubble?
Has Jalen?
Yeah.
No, Jalen was busy upsetting the Clippers when he was on the Mavericks.
With Luka?
With Luka.
Listen,
yeah.
I'm sorry. We're going to have to put a poll for this because there ain't no way.
Jalen Brunson, I think
I'm telling you
I would yield to you that it is
10 people would tell you right now Donnie's easily better.
You're just wrong. That's just not true. I think it's a close argument, but I think Jalen Brunson
just look at him. It doesn't even look like it's close when you watch him play.
It totally does. I don't get what you're talking about.
Maybe we just like their different play styles better. Like maybe you like his play style better or something. I don't know, man. I'm telling you what, I would never take Jalen on my team over Donnie. If I'm in school and I got that line where I'm picking people, and there's two niggas left, and it's Donnie and Jalen, I'm picking Donnie. Welcome to another episode of Couch Coach, the podcast featuring an all-star staff of the best to never do it. Without a couch, you're just a coach. Without a coach, it's just a couch. With both, you're one of us. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you got some shit to say, leave a comment. And now, for your first couch coach, we have the one and only Mr. 500. Mr. Bountiful Harvest. Rumor has it he doesn't live in a gated community, but his community does have a gate. He's a man of many names, but you can call him Johnny.
What's going on, good people? I'm in a jubilant mood, feeling great, and we'll get into it later. But all I can say is, fuck Boston! Fuck Boston! Go New York! Go New York! Go! I'm really feeling that bountiful harvest out here.
You're feeling the juice today.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling the juice. And for your last couch coach, we have yours truly, founder of Omnipresence Productions, co-founder of the Couch Coach Pod. Some call me Akira, some call me Commissioner, but you can call me Kuji. And now kicking off the show with a bang, with a level of unprecedented foresight. In the segment where shots in the dark become game winners. We won't call ourselves prophets, but if you do, we won't argue with you. It's time for Sportstradamus. Now, Johnny, we don't have any since the last episode that have come wrong or come true. So we're going to hit them with three more Three more, as I mentioned. I gotta modify one of mine a little bit. I'm a little upset with the result of this first game tonight.
Yeah.
My prediction was real bold, but actually, it got a
Yeah,
little
you're
bit.
probably betting on gentleman's sweep
But it's actually
for
a
the
little bit
Celtics.
bolder now if you think about it. It's a little bit bolder now. So, neither here nor there. But I'm gonna kick it off with my first one, Johnny. We'll alternate. We'll alternate. Make it fun. My first one, in line with a prior prediction that I made, that is on the line this next game. It's on the line this next game. My first prediction this week: the Cavaliers will split on the road. They're going to come back home down 3-1, and they're going to come back and win the series.
All right.
Pacers blow a 3-1 lead.
Pacers blow a 3-1 lead.
That is
That's fun.
My first prediction.
All right. Well, I'll stick with the NBA playoffs then for one of my predictions. Another series one. We're going to say, I was just thinking about this a little bit. I think Jimmy Butler, motherfucker, I'm a trucker. Don't matter. Wolves in 5. I think Curry went down. It's over. Pack it in. Wolves in 5.
Already.
Dunzo. No Curry? You got no Curry for at least 3 games. Maybe
games.
4.
Maybe back game 5.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. Could be. Potentially back game 5, but likely out for 4 games. So it's over. So do I think that the musical stylings of Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Buddy Hield can overcome the Wolves? I don't think so.
I think Buddy Hield can go Steph mode for a few games.
He's looked a little Steph mode for 2 games. The question is, can Buddy Hield do it again? I don't think so. But maybe. Let's see.
Lock it in. Timberwolves in 5. My second prediction. And I want to preface this. I know that the way that the voting works is that they don't take into account the playoffs. They only take into account regular season. And I get that. But the universe has a funny way of giving us signs. And so I believe that whoever wins this series between OKC and the Nuggets is who's going to get the MVP this year.
All right. I mean, you're sort of right in the sense that I think OKC is going to win it, but that will be wrong if Denver wins.
I don't know.
It's just going to be wrong if Denver wins. Shea's going to win it.
You thought that last year, too?
No. I didn't think it last year. I thought Jokic was going to win it last year.
You were the only one.
Oh, I don't know.
Nah, everyone was mad. Yeah. Everyone was pissed when Shea didn't win.
People were mad, but the Vegas odds had adjusted. There were rumblings. It was going to be Jokic.
Vegas Schmegas. Listen. Whoever gets this series gets MVP. Thunder or Nuggets. All right. It's my prediction.
It's just it's just a weird way of saying, a roundabout way of saying OKC is going to win the series.
I don't know. After game 1, it's looking a little dicey.
Yeah, okay. OKC's up 27-11 right now in the first quarter. Plenty of time. All right. Now, here's another one. I almost got real cheeky and said that the Knicks were going to sweep the Celtics. And then I went, no, I can't do that. That's too cocky. Can't do it. Now they're up 2-0, and I'm like, but I'm still not going to do it. Come on. I act like we've been here before. I'm calling a Brunson 50-point game at some point this series. I think he's going to do it again. He did it once last year. I think he had a 52-pointer last year in the playoffs. I think we're going to get another one this series. At some point, it's going to call for it.
Wow.
Maybe in a closeout game 6 at the Garden, but who knows?
Maybe a closeout game 4 at the Garden.
Maybe a closeout game 4 at the Garden. Who knows? That would be, oh man. I'd be over the moon. I'd have to name my first daughter Jalen Brunson.
Do you see
at that point?
I think his name's Chalamet. Right? Pronounce that correctly?
Timothy Chalamet, yeah.
He skipped the Met Gala to go to the game.
He's a real one. I fuck with Chalamet. I always fucked with Chalamet, and then I was like, Yeah, he's a real Knicks fan too. So the Knicks got like the best fan base. They really do. It's just amazing. It's either the Knicks or the Lakers, but
The Lakers, half their fans aren't even from LA.
yeah, I know. But I'm saying, like who can
I
they
got
who
you.
can they who can they rattle off
They
as a
get
big
there
fan of
and
theirs? Yeah.
they can fill the house if they need to.
But the Knicks have like A-list celebrities that go to every single game. Like that's the crazier part. People, it's like, man, you guys have to. You have work to do, and they're like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to the next game.
Doesn't matter.
Ben
My
Stiller's
third
filming
prediction.
in New York so we can go to the Knicks game.
Is he filming it right now?
No.
I thought it was over. All done because you spoiled it for everyone.
I didn't spoil it.
Yeah, and your little rant.
I didn't spoil it. I was very nice about not spoiling it.
All right,
I just said that it was bad.
I don't know. All I know is I pretty much felt like I spark noted it after you talked about it. So,
Yeah.
third prediction. I'm gonna have to modify this, adjust the language on it. The Celtics will win the series 4-2, and they won't win a single game that they win by less than 12 points.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. Just saying that they win 4-2 is crazy enough. You're also adding in a sprinkle of extra on top of it.
I was at halftime today. I was like, "Ooh, we're looking good," but then
That's also what happened at halftime game 1. 2 games in a row, the Knicks have just come back from 20 points down.
I don't see it happening the third time.
I didn't see it happening a second time, and here we are. All right, my last one, we're going over the NFL.
Oh, boy.
For a little bit. Nothing crazy.
Oh, boy.
I just got a sign in my head, and I went, yeah, that makes sense. I think the Steelers are going to sign Gabe Davis. Book it. I think it's going to happen. Who else do they have? They need someone.
They need somebody.
Maybe we'll get Keenan Allen. He's still out there. Get Keenan Allen. That'd be sick.
There's a couple receivers out there still.
Yeah. Hey, man, maybe make a crazy play. Trade for Tyreek. Go nuts. Get DK Metcalf and Tyreek. We can't afford Tyreek right now. We have to re-sign Watt. We really can't bring in anybody. That's a big.
They should have signed Tyler Lockett. Got that chemistry.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
He's done those with Titans now.
Yep. There we go. I think Gabe Davis going to be in the black and yellow.
That's the one player I think might look bad in the Steelers jersey.
That's funny.
But anyway, check this out, Johnny. It's time for Talk That Talk, where in these playoff episodes, we catch you guys up on the latest NBA action and pick winners for each round. We'll get to Talk That Talk. Give you a hint. It's not me this time. Or the last 3. But Johnny, first series, Thunder Nuggets right now, as you mentioned, Thunder putting the hammer down on the Nuggets. But Nuggets are up 1-0 right now. We both picked the Thunder. My first question, your answer might have changed in the last hour or so, but what is the panic meter for the Thunder?
0. I would have said that. If it's on a 1 to 10, 0. There's no reason to panic yet. You don't panic until you're down 2-0 like the Celtics. Then you panic.
Okay.
So, I think they're good enough, and it was literally it was a very fluky loss. That loss required Chet to miss 2 shots, and for the Nuggets to get the ball down the court and kick it over to Aaron Gordon, who makes a shot that is not in his bag most of the time. So it's it was a great shot. I'm not taking anything away from Aaron Gordon. That was amazing. But I don't think the Thunder have much to be concerned about going forward. If they got manhandled by Jokic, which they kind of did as far as how well he played, but if they got just destroyed and the Nuggets won by 25, that'd be one thing. But that's not a loss that you have to feel like you have an inferior team. They've still got the better team.
Okay. I'll give it a 3. I was
A
gonna give it
three.
a 7, but now I'm a little, now I'm a little more tempered. A little more tempered. I'll give him a 3. I'm a little concerned. I mean, you dropped that home game. Now you got to win a road game. It's tough going to Denver. At altitude,
Yeah, that's true.
it's tough. And speaking of best fans in the league, Denver's up there in fans.
Mm.
Denver's up there, and Aaron Gordon's playing out of his mind. He's just been hitting some clutch shots lately. Some clutch shots. My second question: if the Nuggets win the title, Johnny, which I know you don't think is going to happen, but if they do, does that change our view of Michael Malone?
Yeah, totally. Totally. It would be like, oh, the first one wasn't you at all. That's what it would do. It would go, it wasn't you. You were just along for the ride. You're Frank Vogel.
You're
Like,
Frank Vogel.
You're Frank Vogel. The first one wasn't you.
So you
It was
discard the whole 8 seasons before that he built them up. They did great. Had a few heartbreaking losses.
right, but it's like there are certain guys who are like great coaches in the playoffs. Guys like Eric Spoelstra,
Right.
Steve Kerr. Like there are dudes that are like they just elevate. They know how to coach in the playoffs. And like Malone, you could have made the argument for that, and now it's like, all right, you were around, and like I wouldn't say he's a bad coach, but I wouldn't be like you were the difference maker. He'll get a job next year. Like it's fine. He's still a head coaching candidate, but
Are there any openings right now?
there will be, certainly. People will fire their coaches in the off season. Do we really think the Wizards would pass up that opportunity?
I don't think he would go there. Bro, that's
Yeah,
a
I
career
don't know if
killer.
anyone
It's a
wants
career
to.
killer.
Who wants to go to the
I
Wizards?
wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go to Charlotte. There's a few teams
No.
I wouldn't go coach. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
Monty Williams. He went to the Pistons before Cade became good, and look at him.
Yep. Poor Monty.
Poor Monty.
Nice guy. Dead wife. Sad.
Wild. Wild. Should that make their interim coach a shoo-in for the next head coach if they win a title this year?
Yeah. If you win a title as the interim, you should be the head coach. Period. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter every time. If you're the interim head coach and you win a title, you get to be the coach. That is your award for winning a title, is you get to be the head coach now. Yeah, certainly. Joe Mazzulla just took the Celtics to the finals in his first run, and they were like, good enough, head coach. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if I'm remembering correctly, right? Yeah, because he just took him to the finals in his first year. Second year, he wins it.
He started midway, didn't he? Because of the whole stuff.
Right. And then they go to the finals, lose to no, I've got that mixed up. He took him to the Western Conference, and they still kept him around.
Or Eastern.
Yeah, he took him to the Western Conference. They lost to the Heat. So
yeah,
even that was good enough
the
for
year
that.
that the Nuggets won.
Yeah. So, yeah,
I don't know,
I mean,
though. Joe's the young up and coming coach. He's on the Celtics, so obviously you think he's good. This coach, it's funny. That's why he shouldn't get the job, because I don't even know his name. But I know he's been around the league for a minute though. Yeah, David Adelman, bro.
Yeah, David Adelman. Look, man, if you win the championship as an interim head coach, you get to be the coach. That's just how it should be. We don't have to question it.
He's never even been a head coach, actually. He was the assistant.
Tyronn Lue.
Magic assistant, Timberwolves assistant from
Tyronn Lue got that role. That was what happened. Tyronn Lue comes in mid-year, becomes the head coach, wins the title, and he's the head coach now. That's how it works. No head coaching experience.
LeBron made it happen, though. It's different. Unless Jokic vouches for him. If I hear a statement that Jokic vouches for him, then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Tyronn Lue. So,
I don't know. And Johnny, is this season a wasted year if Shea wins MVP, but the Thunder don't win the title?
No. The Thunder are so young like it's like wasted in the sense that like, you know, if you don't win, it sucks. But they're so young. They don't have a clock. Their window is 10 years. Their window is crazy. And like they're so young and they still have 5 million draft picks.
That is true.
I mean, if you know what I mean, like their window is 10
maybe,
years.
Maybe get KD back.
You know what I mean? I don't even know if you bring anything aside from young players in.
Giannis. I'd bring Giannis in. That's about it.
Yeah, you bring Giannis in.
You bring Giannis in.
No, literally this, I don't want to get too far off track, but this series has made me go, no. Like, watching this series has solidified it in my head, no matter how this series ends for the Knicks, is there's nothing. I don't want to fuck this team up and get Kevin Durant. Like, no, not worth it. Not worth it. OG Anunoby, I'd rather have him.
You wouldn't take Kevin Durant in New York right now.
Not if I have to give up OG Anunoby. Hell no.
Yeah, because he's still young too. He's still kind of young.
No shot. I trust OG Anunoby with my life. OG Anunoby has never let me down.
Game winning shot, and you're taking OG over KD.
I don't know about game winning shot.
Okay, but if you got to make a stop on one end, then get a shut off.
Then I'm taking OG over this version of Kevin Durant. Yeah. Like the totality of the player. Like he just does everything right. He doesn't make bad decisions.
They said KD was becoming a great defensive player in Golden State, and that was the only place. It was the only place he was good at defense, bro.
I mean, he's always been good at defense, but he was like
damn near.
He was like a top 5 defender in the league in Golden State. He was crazy in Golden State.
He's a system player.
That's where he should go. He should just go back. He should just say, fuck them all. I'm going back to the Warriors.
And him and Draymond wouldn't work either.
They squashed it. Him and Draymond squashed it publicly.
There's always
Draymond's
the kind of dude Durant, you're always going to have beef if you spend time with him. Unless you're Steph.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't care.
KD works everywhere. I think like Draymond just was like just felt some type of way because Kevin Durant turned him into the 4th most important player on that team, and he didn't like it.
Yeah, well, KD also overreacted a little bit. I mean, not used to championship, aspirations every single season. That's the expectation. So I think Draymond yelled at him about something he wasn't doing right. Took offense to it.
Yeah, he freaked out on him at a practice and said, "We don't need you. We did this without you."
Oh, okay, well that's a little bit, yeah, a little bit much.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a wasted year, but it'd be super disappointing. Like I'd rather just not win the MVP and not win the title than win it and lose in the title or sooner. So it's just like not if I'm the player, I guess, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a curse. Like it's like I think
MVP nets you like a $1 million bonus most of the time. Like you want the MVP.
You trading that for a title?
No, title is worth more than MVP. Yeah, certainly.
If $1 for a title,
you get more on the back end because of endorsements and
your next contract too.
Yeah, and not to mention former MVP does not hold the same weight as champion. It just doesn't.
Especially on Hall of Fame resume.
Exactly. I think we'll always hold. Try to think of a good example. I think that when it's all said and done, Kyrie Irving will be held in a higher regard than Derrick Rose, because Kyrie Irving is a champion and Derrick Rose is just an MVP. Kyrie Irving will make the Hall of Fame and Derrick Rose won't.
Well, and he did it way longer. Derrick Rose is just the injury just killed it.
And Derrick Rose, they say he is going to be the only MVP that doesn't make the Hall of Fame, which is kind of crazy, but also kind of true.
Man, I feel like it was just yesterday watching that man do fucking layup moves and shit, dunking on people.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But then you flip it around and you go, the thing they say, can you tell the story of the league and leave this player out? And you definitely can't for Derrick Rose. You have to leave him in. You have to mention Derrick Rose if you're telling the story of the league. But
why?
Because he was arguably the second most dominant player in the peak LeBron era. Aside from Kevin Durant, who was coming up, but the early parts of that,
Right.
It was Derrick
I
Rose.
mean, he had some battles with the Heat,
Mm.
Celtics.
Right.
But did he
Yeah.
they never made a finals, though. It was just conference finals, right?
Yeah, I think conference is the farthest they went.
Mm.
Plus, he's got that photo of him where he makes the game winner and he just goes,
Oh, with the Grizzlies?
"No, it's
Oh,
on the Bulls.
Timberwolves.
No, it's on the
Oh,
Bulls." He goes,
oh. Did
"Yeah,
you see the one the older one though? When he had that crazy game?
he had a 50-point game and started crying at the end." That one was,
Mm,
yeah,
mm.
yeah. Hold
I
on,
think
we
he's
got.
coaching now.
Mm,
We got what?
hold,
What you
I'll
got?
find the.
Oh,
I'm just
photo.
gonna find the photo. Yeah, you're good. You can continue. Yeah,
No, I still got Thunder. I mean,
this one.
I can't. Oh damn! The Dame before
They're
the
lifting
Dame.
him up. Yeah, exactly. It was a Dame before the Dame.
The Dame before the Dame.
Yeah.
Oh man! You try to give me a virtual high five.
No, I'm just focusing. I'm just refocusing. But you can high five it if you want.
Do you know they say high fiving yourself in the mirror is an instant way to boost the endorphins that raise confidence?
You just can't think about it too much. If you think about it too much, then it makes you depressed.
You know what I thought about when I tried it one time? I was like, you always get a perfect high five.
That's true.
You never miss. Never miss.
Yeah.
Timberwolves versus the Warriors. Warriors up 1-0. But we do have some injury news. Stephen Curry, Wardell Curry, Steph Curry, whatever you call him, he's not going to play. At least 3 games, maybe 4. If I was a betting man, I'd say he's back game 5. There's no way a player like him misses that much time. It's just a hamstring. Grade 1. He'll come back soon.
He's never had a ligament injury before. Do you know that? It's just I just saw this earlier. He's never had a ligament injury. It's always been like bones. Like he's like broken his ankle or stuff like that, broken his wrist, but he's never had a ligament injury like
So
a
you're saying he
hamstring.
can't handle it?
He just never has handled it.
It's a fair point.
At least in the NBA, or at least like since he's been great. Like maybe early in his career, but certainly not since he's been,
His
a
main
great
thing
player.
was his ankles when he was younger. His
Yeah, and then there was the
ankles
one
made of
season he broke
glass.
his hand. That was the season where they got the second overall pick. So
Yeah. Nah, but that being said, though, again, though, like, do you think he wants to just watch his team lose on the bench?
hell no.
Nah,
But
he's
hammies are weird,
the
man.
way he plays, though. That's the thing, though. So the way he's have to change the way he plays because he runs around
Mhm.
a lot. Like I think it's
Yeah,
like
you
3 to 4 miles a game he runs or something like that. Like just running over the court. He'd have to be more like Clay, pull up.
Yeah, hamstrings are weird. Like I remember Nico Collins had that hamstring injury and he was supposed to be out for 2 to 3 weeks and it was like 6 games he missed. So
Nah, sometimes
they're
they
like,
linger sometimes. And it's more
yeah.
common with NFL players because people are grabbing on you, you're cutting and all that. It's not as
Mhm.
common in NBA players, supposedly.
Yeah, so it's a weird injury. So we'll see.
We'll see. But either way, Johnny, I know how you feel about this, but let them know.
Mhm.
How does the injury affect how you feel about the Warriors' chances despite being up? I know you thought they didn't have a chance to begin with, so.
Yeah, I mean, look, if Steph doesn't get injured and the Nuggets somehow pulled it off, like I don't think the Warriors would have had a chance against the Thunder. But if the Nuggets somehow did it, like we could have seen the Warriors in the finals again, which would have been crazy.
It
Um,
would be crazy.
but I think it's a little tough to overcome a Steph injury and a really deep, solid team in the Timberwolves and overcome probably the Thunder next round. So it's a tough one, but uh yeah, I just don't see it. I mean, Wolves in 5 is pretty crazy, but I think more realistically, I said 5 and I'm sticking to it. More realistically, it's probably gonna
Stick
be
to your
6.
guns. Stick to your guns.
Um yeah, it's just a lot. Like I thought the Wolves are gonna win without the Steph injury. Now with it, it's tough. Tough,
I'll
I
tell
tell
you
you.
what, because I picked the Warriors. Oh,
Mhm.
I gave that away. Oops. Anyway, point is this. Doesn't affect how I feel at all. Doesn't affect how I feel at all. I'm not worried. I actually think they might go plus on the wins without Curry.
Okay. That's the hottest thing.
If Curry's gone for 3 games, I think they can win 2. If he's gone 4, I think they can split it 2-2. Jimmy Butler. Don't underestimate playoff Jimmy. And then don't underestimate Draymond. Draymond can become Batman if he needs to.
Backpack man.
Plus, it's Rudy and Draymond, so everything's off the table.
Draymond the Explorer.
Rudy and Draymond, that series is up in the air. It's up in the air.
Backpack.
But not. And Buddy Hield, his resurgence is like Kevin Durant like. Not in the sense that Kevin Durant was already great, but like he's becoming the player we thought he would be with Steve Kerr, with the Warriors. And there's nothing better for him than to have Curry be gone because he needs
Buddy Hield.
He needs to be. Buddy Hield is so good. Listen, Buddy Hield is so good that they're not even playing that other dude. I forget his name. What was that dude?
He averaged single digits in the first 6 games of the Rockets series.
That's okay.
Like he's not resurging. He had 2 good games.
They didn't need him.
And like that's cool, but he's capable of it. But he's been a streaky player his whole life. Like in the Knicks series when it was the Knicks and the Sixers last year, Buddy Hield like randomly had like a 28-point game, and I was like, all right, sick. And then next it was like he's a complete liability, and he's a mega liability on defense.
Man, you're a hater.
Like that's the issue.
You're a Buddy Hield hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm just telling you what Buddy Hield is.
Listen, you are what you are until you aren't. Write that down.
All right, I guess.
Maybe he has been streaky for a good 7 to 8 years. But he's still young. He came in the league like age 19, didn't he? Oh no, he might have been a senior.
Yeah, he was older.
He's a senior.
Yeah, he came in old.
He's touching 30, 32.
Yeah, he's like 30. Yeah, he's 30, 31 probably.
Hey, it's 2025. He might play till 40.
Yeah. Hey Siri, how old Buddy Hield? 32. 32.
Damn. Yeah, so he came in like 24, so 8 years or so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's not resurging, but can he carry for 2-3 games? I think so. I think so.
They'll need him to.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. Curry comes back game 5. We're looking at a 2-2 series, and from there you just got to win 2.
I think game 5 is wishful thinking, but we'll see.
We'll see. And on that note, if Curry wins the title, if he by chance wins the title, is he the GOAT?
No.
No?
No, he's not the GOAT.
So LeBron's your GOAT, correct?
LeBron's the GOAT, yeah.
I think so too. But we have to consider this. Curry will have more wins in the prime of LeBron's career in the finals than LeBron has.
Well, he'll have more championships, but 2 of them championships, but he'll have the same in the prime of LeBron's career. LeBron's not in the prime of his career anymore.
You're not counting
LeBron's
right now?
40. No, he's 40.
Now? What do you mean? He's playing like he's 32.
Yeah, but it's not the prime of his career.
Which for most people is like they're 23.
LeBron has to play constantly considering his age. Therefore, he is not in the prime of his career. Like, LeBron used to play like 48 minutes. He'd play like a 46-minute game, no problem, 82 games a year. Like, do you remember this? Like, LeBron would play 80 games a year, no issue.
I mean, he did play high amount of minutes that one game. He didn't come out the whole second half.
Right. But like, that's just not what he is anymore. So like, it's great. He's still a top 10 player, but he's not like in the prime of his career. The prime of LeBron's career, he is the undisputed best player in the league.
Okay, I don't mean that's where it's tough. LeBron prime is different than a prime. Like LeBron prime is different, but he's still top 10.
He's top 10, but what's what I'm saying though. If LeBron's not the undisputed best player in the league, he's not in his prime.
So you can't hold it against him.
I just don't think it's the same thing. But that being said, though, the other thing you got to consider for Curry is that he won 2 of those championships on the most unfairly stacked team in the history of the NBA. Like, that has to be taken away from you.
He was
the most unfairly stacked team. No, he wasn't. What are you talking about? Kevin Durant was the Finals MVP both times.
He got MVP, but you know that team was not working without Curry.
I mean, sure, but it wasn't working without Durant either. Like
They were
Durant
without
was
Durant.
the alpha in that team. He
They
like
don't
maybe
need him. He needed them.
Curry was the leader of the team, but Kevin Durant was the best player. It was the most unfairly constructed team in the history of the NBA. It's fine. They won their championships. It's a championship, still a championship. But when we're nitpicking like we do for the GOAT conversation,
But
that has to be
his
held
last
against
one, though, was arguably a worse team than LeBron's ever had when he won a title.
I mean, you could say that, I guess. Yeah. It was an impressive win, but
And this one wouldn't be the worst team he's ever had, but it would be in a year in which it would be unfathomable to think he could.
the other issue with Curry is
And he beat a team that beat
every
LeBron
title
to
he
do it.
every title he's won, aside from the most recent one, the one against the Celtics,
Yep.
every title he's won, he has not been the best player in the series. Like, inarguably. Every single one. Because LeBron was always on the other side. Or Kevin Durant was on his team. So it was like, no matter what, for two of them, he wasn't even the best player on his own team. And for the other two, or for the other one, he wasn't the best player in the series. It was still LeBron. Like, he's still, if he wins the championship, I think it would put him like,
I had a Magic.
it would put him in a real conversation with Magic. It would put him like I think
is
he
he
would
top
still
10 right now or top 15 all time?
Curry. I think you would say, arguably, if he's top 10, he's like 10, and I think he's like 10 or 11. Because it's like I can't put him over Shaq. I can't put him over
Before
Kobe.
this ring or after, supposedly?
After the ring, he's top 5.
Wow.
After the ring, you could confidently put him over Shaq. You could confidently put him over. You could make the argument over Kobe. You could make the argument. Like you would be able to confidently put him over.
Do you have
handful of
Kareem
guys.
or Wilt in your top 5?
Kareem, yes. Kareem is in top 5. Yeah, Kareem's number 3.
Okay, and then obviously Jordan, LeBron.
Yeah, Kareem. It goes Jordan or LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Magic Johnson, and then I bounce back and forth, but I think I go Shaq over Kobe. So I go Shaq 5, Kobe 6, Tim Duncan, and then that's what you get into. Like, do you give the homage to the old guys and just go Russell and Wilt, and then maybe Curry?
Okay.
Because like, yeah, who else are you putting up there? It's like
I'm going LeBron, Jordan, John Stockton, Karl Malone.
you're crazy. You can't put Karl Malone. You just can't.
Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete, Mark Eaton.
Hey, that team,
Rudy
that
Gobert.
team right there will beat any team in history.
Yeah.
Despite beating the Lakers in round 1, Johnny, is this season a disappointment if the Wolves get upset in this series?
Yes, because they beat the. It would be. I think it would be fine for the Wolves if they lost in the first round. It wouldn't be a disappointment. It'd be like, oh, well, you know what? The Lakers were the better team. They got two of the best, they got 2 of the top 10 players in the league. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got beat by LeBron and Luka Doncic. Sorry. And like, you'd walk away not even mad. Because they beat the Lakers, now anything short of the Western Conference Finals is a failure. Yeah.
Yeah, they should run this team off the court. They're just a bigger version of Houston. I mean, in the sense of like they're young, athletic still to a degree, but they have more size. Aside from Houston has Sengun, but other than that, I mean, Steven Adams he's all right, solid player, but he's not Rudy. He's not Randall. He's definitely not Nas Reed. Nas Reed, man.
Nas Reed, the real GOAT.
That dude would be a starter anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, he's excellent player, dependable. That's the thing with Nas Reed. It's very similar to like OG, which is very dependable.
Three, when like he's trailing on the fast break and they just throw it back to him and he just pulls up, cash. It's insane. I think Oh, back to the second question, though. I didn't answer that. I don't think he'd be the GOAT. But I thought it was something to consider, though. It'd be something to consider, though. I mean,
It would be the fifth ring puts you in conversation with, are you like legitimately? There's some people that already say he's better than Magic, but it's like I just can't go there. Magic, the other thing you got to consider with Magic is like he had his career cut short. He only played for like 10 years, 11 years. Like
damn.
the dude could have won more and probably would have, but he had his career cut short by HIV. Like Curry has played for by the time it's said and done, he'll have played for 18 to 20 years.
So he could play as long as LeBron, to be honest. His play style, if he stops running around so much, because when you shoot, you don't lose that.
Yeah,
Look around.
Right. So it's like he'll just have like almost a double length career to Magic. But if you get a fifth ring, now suddenly your argument is like you could be like, oh man, McCurry, he won 2 of them with Kevin Durant. Right. Okay. But Magic Johnson won every single one with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is a better player than him. So it'd be a tough one. But that's where I think it puts him. It puts him top 5 undoubtedly. And the question is, are you 4 or 5? I don't think it puts him ahead of Kareem, Jordan, or LeBron. But it puts you on top 5.
Okay. And then that third one, I do think it'd be a disappointment if the Wolves won. Like you said, now they have expectation. They didn't have that before. I mean, internally, of course, they do. They play. But outside, no expectation. Now you're playing a team that arguably they could sweep this team realistically, just based off age, based off play styles, based off matchups. But that being said, now they talking all that shit. That's the big thing, right? Ant-Man, Superman, Batman, Timberwolves in 5. So like, you gotta back it up now. You're talking about Kingslayer. Now we're anointing people Kingslayers and shit.
Yeah.
And you gotta beat Curry. Has he beaten Curry yet?
Not in the playoffs.
Yeah. See.
But
look at that. You got more kings to slay, my guy. More kings to slay. I don't know. It'd be a disappointment. That being said, obviously I got the Warriors, so they'll be disappointed. Cavaliers at the Pacers. This might be the craziest series of all of them.
Nuts.
Might be the craziest one of all of them. What the Helly Burton is going on right now?
What the Helly?
What is?
Do you know that song?
Yeah,
that song came out the other day, and I was like, I had never heard it before. I heard it like a couple weeks ago.
Picture with him? They posted a picture together after one of the games last series. Well, I listened to the song, and I'd heard it like a couple weeks now, but I was listening to one of the lyrics at the end. He says, "What the Helly Burton" in it.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so it works. Yeah, I heard it the other day, and I was like, oh man, what a vocal stem. What the Helly?
What the Helly? What the hell?
What the hell? Yeah, it's such a funny song.
Up, like, oh my god!
Yeah. What the hell? It's such a goofy song. Go ahead. Sorry, we'll get sidetracked.
What is the panic meter for the Cavs?
So what the Helly out of 10? No, huge 9.
Humongous.
Because of how
playing crazy too, and they're still losing.
Yeah, because of how injured they are, and because now they have to go back to Indy. They have to. Halliburton has to feel like I mean, he's playing with the clutch level of like prime Reggie Miller. Like it's crazy.
You got to feel on top of the world right now.
I was a bit of a Halliburton doubter, and then I can't do it now. Like that game was insane. That finish to hit that shot he's got a fucked up shot motion too, but he hits it. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can say. He's been playing out of his mind, has gotten hot right at the perfect time, and the most dominant team in the East is getting ran off the court as far as they're just choking away leads and letting the Pacers clobber them. It's nuts. And they're playing clutch. Yeah. Because the Knicks haven't beaten them yet. We're going to see. The Knicks haven't beat the Celtics yet either, so that's true. We'll see. That's true. I'm a little upset. I was ahead of my time, Johnny. When I played basketball back in the day, I had my shot motion changed so many times because they were like, oh, that doesn't look right. Mm-hmm. Now they don't give a fuck what your shot looks like. You just got to make it. Yeah. Jokic just shot, bro. Imagine if they tried to change that nigga's shot. Crazy shot.
Halliburton. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Man, imagine all the people who could never fucking hit a jump shot because they had their shot motion changed 55 fucking times.
Yeah.
You got to shoot thousands of shots to learn a new shot motion. But regardless of that, yeah, my panic meter's at 8. I've seen this before, time and time again, and I'm a little nervous for Donnie. In Utah,
It's concerning.
I watched him do a similar thing where he's just going crazy and
The one seed.
nothing he
The
can do.
one seed going nuts.
Like it's
And then-
it's like Giannis today. It's like he's just going crazy and there's nothing he can do. His team is still losing. But it's even scarier because your team was up 20. Like realistically, your team should have been
Right.
able to sub you out and not play you the rest of the game. You should have still been okay.
If they were losing close games and they were close the entire time, you could be like, oh, okay, well, you are super injured. We're going to give you a pass. But because they're getting up and then blowing those leads, that's where it's like, oh, no. Like, you could have won. You're choking.
Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, whole crowd. You see Donnie? He quieted the crowd. The whole crowd was chanting overrated.
Yeah.
He should have let him keep going. It might have helped.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's
Oh,
very similar series to the other one in the East.
yeah, it's crazy. We're about to get the craziest Eastern Conference Finals we've had in recent history.
We're going to see.
Two teams that nobody would have expected. One we would have expected, but like not based off matchup. The other one, I don't think anyone believed in the Pacers outside of me, but that's neither here nor there. I didn't take them in this series, but like I'm bet on the record.
I believed in them against the Bucks. I didn't
Oh,
believe in
you
them.
did. I haven't
this
taken them
one,
once.
yeah.
That's crazy. I just said I'm a believer. I haven't taken them once this postseason.
Yeah, well, I picked them against the Bucks just because I was like I said, like it's just I know how you beat the Pacers, and it's like or how the Pacers win. They win if you play a like balanced style of basketball. And that's why I was like, oh, if the Cavs are kind of built to beat them, but they just don't have the firepower necessary to beat them without all their guys on the court. I think if the Cavs were fully healthy, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But it's just
Yeah, they still did have they had the other two in game one, but Darius Garland didn't play. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
What's his timetable?
I'm not sure. I can double check for you though.
Let's say it can't be. I mean, it wouldn't be worth the conversation if it wasn't like he's going to come back at some point soon. I don't even know if he'd be on the court or suiting up and whatnot, but
Yeah, it's still kind of up in the air. It's like
undetermined or
right. It's like just
what
kind
they
of
call it call like indefinite. That's what they said about the Steph Curry indefinite. I hate that word,
Right.
bro. It makes it sound like they're gonna because that's what they used to do for suspension and shit. They'd call it an indefinite suspension or indefinite injury, and that usually meant they just weren't gonna play the rest of the season. But now they use that word when they just really have no clue. So yeah, he could wake up tomorrow and be all right.
Yeah, he's not. I guess like he warms up every time, but he's not. He hasn't been allowed to play yet. So
If anything makes
We'll
you
see.
feel healthier, it's being down 2-0 when you should be up 2-0.
yeah. By the way, for anyone watching at home, currently OKC with 2 minutes left in the second is up 80-47 on the the
No
Denver
way.
Nuggets. 80-47.
Crazy.
They're up 33 points on the Denver Nuggets right now.
There's still time. No lead
still
is
time. I mean,
safe
there
in
is.
today's NBA.
That's true. I
As
mean, there's a
we're
lot of
learning.
time.
As we're learning right now. If the
Oh,
Pacers
my
win
God.
this series, Johnny, do we have to start considering Halliburton in the number one that you can win with conversation?
I mean, it would be 2 years in a row that they go to the Eastern Conference Finals. So
A pedigree.
it would
Establishing
kind of be
pedigree.
disrespectful to say no. I think at that point, yeah.
I
2
like it.
years in a row in the conference finals. You know who never did that? Joel Embiid. Never made it there even once.
1 second, real quick. Car alarm just went off. I want to make sure no one's trying to hijack my shit.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I mean, it just got turned off, but you never know. These scammers out here, they might have all this equipment. They might have fobbed my key.
Yeah. Yeah, just make sure. Just make sure. Kia boys out there again.
No, bro, I wish. Bro, I'm not going to lie. I wish these niggas, I wish I caught them when they were here. I would have shot him. I would have shot him with this shotgun from fucking 1862. I gotta put in the gunpowder to reload it.
He got that fucking Confederate rifle over there. He's about to go nuts. It's crazy.
I don't even think there's anything. It's a BB gun, but
yeah.
As long as it's here, I've never even tried to use it.
All it's got to do is look real.
But exactly, it doesn't got to be real. But that's actually a real thing, though. No, don't ever flash a gun that you can't shoot with, because you're gonna. You're gonna end up.
If you have a gun, it's over.
Don't ever flash a gun and don't plan to shoot it, because you're gonna be in a bad situation.
Never pull out a gun you're not ready to shoot.
Let's just not pull out a gun at all, if we're being real.
Well, sometimes.
But like, if you do, be prepared.
You gotta be ready to kill someone. You better not pull out a gun unless you're ready to.
If you're not gonna use it, don't pull it out. Don't pull it out.
Listen, hey kids, don't pull out a gun that you're not ready to murder someone with.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
The more you know.
Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow. Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Yeah, I think. I already believe so. But definitely, I mean, if he won a title. Oh, if he wins the series, yes. But if he wins a title, ooh.
Well, I mean, then it's 100%.
He's up there with Curry.
Well, if you win a title, you are 100% obviously a number one you can win with, because you proved that you're a number one you can win with.
I think it makes him number 3 all time point guard.
Number 3 all time point guard, Tyrese Haliburton.
Just picture it.
Sorry, Oscar Robertson. Get out of here.
What the hell, Haliburton? Rick Carlisle. Interesting. He's flying under the radar. You don't really hear about him every day. But I heard about him a lot last year. He is the coach.
Yeah, I had to deal with Rick Carlisle whining about the refs last year in the Knicks-Pacers series. I remember that.
Yeah, he was the Mavericks back in the day. He beat LeBron. Coach
bald.
Dirk. Coach Luka, he's bald.
Yeah, he's bald.
He is. We don't discriminate, though, on this podcast.
No, we discriminate against bald people.
Crazy.
That's why LeBron's my GOAT, not Jordan.
I mean, it's 2020.
Could never have a bald man be the GOAT. Receding hairline, fine. Bald, hell no.
No. Out of the question.
No way.
Which winner of this series would give the Celtics the best series? And I say Celtics because we know who's going to win the other one. But
wow.
Which winner of this series would give the Celtics the best matchup?
Healthy Cavaliers would give the Knicks the best matchup, without a doubt. I mean, because then it would be the Knicks get to overcome 2 demons back to back. But you could also say it's a rematch from last year when we were the most injured team in the playoffs and we let the Pacers beat us in 6. And that was sad. But we were the most injured team in the playoffs. Then, God willing, inshallah, we would be able to go into that series healthy, maintaining our health. And then that would be exciting. Look, the fully healthy New York Knicks, capable of anything. Anything is possible, as Celtic legend Kevin Garnett said.
They got no shot against the Thunder. No shot against the Nuggets. No shot against the
No, we got a shot against the Nuggets. We actually did well against the Nuggets this year. We played the Nuggets decently well.
What's the guys that do it now? They got a whole new coach.
I guess so, yeah. Maybe everything's different.
They got a whole new coach, bro. It's a different team. It's a different team.
If they weren't the top 2 seeds, we played great against them in the whole league.
You know a matchup I want to see?
What's that?
I want to see Donnie take down Jason.
Yeah, if the Knicks don't win, I would prefer to see Cavs Celtics.
That would be
would be.
Assuming both teams play to their peak potential, I think that's the best series. But if we're talking storylines, Pacers. But I go Cavs. Still a story. I mean, the Cavs have only ever won with LeBron.
Well, and the Knicks-Pacers is at least Knicks-Pacers is a storied rivalry in the playoffs,
That's a Hall of Fame resume right there.
What?
Donnie winning a title, just the fact when they announce his speech at the Hall of Fame resume, they're not going to announce any stats, nothing about his teams. All they're going to say is the only other person to bring a title to the land outside of LeBron. And that alone is a Hall of Fame resume because he didn't do it in Utah. To do it in Cleveland,
Yeah.
crazy. Crazy. What were you saying, though?
No, I was just saying that the Knicks and the Pacers have like a storied playoff,
Well, they're in the same
history.
division, aren't they?
No,
Oh, no, that's the
no,
Celtics and Knicks.
no. The Cavs are in the same division as the Pacers,
Yeah, they're
but
in the Midwest or something like that. Or
yeah,
Central, Central.
yeah, the Central East. Yeah, it would be it'd be cool. I mean, we have a storied history. The storied history is the Pacers just beating our ass, but it would be cool though to get that one back, to get as the kids say, get our lick back.
It's your
That'd
lip
be
back.
nice.
Reggie
Yeah,
Miller and Spike Lee both in the house.
exactly. Reggie Miller on call. let's get one back.
In the series that we've all been waiting for. Well, it was Knicks up 1-0, but as we've discussed, it is now the Knicks up 2-0. John picked the Knicks. I picked the Celtics. And Johnny, I say this: if the Knicks win this series, are they the favorite in the East?
Depends on how healthy the Cavs are, but yeah. I mean, if the Cavs are still like, if Garland's still hobbled and all of that, then like, yeah, it would just be like something magical's brewing. And if the Knicks stay healthy, something magical's brewing. We can like look forward to something cool. If we're against the Pacers, yes, just for star power alone, like that is just like. We have two All NBA level players.
Yeah,
you have
Cat
one.
didn't play last year in that series.
Right. And I mean, neither did Bridges. Bridges, man. I just worth it, man.
Did he play
Those
well tonight?
five.
Because he was struggling when I first
Yeah.
saw. He was like
No,
for
he
like
was.
7 to start.
Yeah, he scored 14 in the fourth quarter and made another insane defensive play down the end. Like, it's just some of the defensive plays that Bridges has made has gone, all right, those 5 first rounders we gave up for you, completely worth it. The day when he ripped the ball out of Jaylen Brown's hand to not even let him try a shot with 3 seconds left, like that was so evil. That was a disgustingly evil play. That like it would have been so hard if they hit the shot, they only would have tied it and got a double overtime. But he just went, no, not allowed, and ripped it right out of his hands. Such a mean ass play. And then this one, it was same deal. Like I said, I can't remember who hit the block. I was so excited when it happened that I didn't watch any of the replays. I was just jumping around my room. But either Bridges or OG came up as Tatum is trying to. They're down one with 12 seconds left. Tatum's down the court, running around in the mid range, trying to find his shot, pulls up for it, and dude just comes up and grabs the ball out of his hand, and it never even leaves Jason Tatum's hand. It fully just gets ripped out as he's going up for his shot. And then same deal, thrown to the other side of the court with 2 seconds left. Just beautiful. It was, I mean, if you had told me, I'm a massive Knicks fan, if you had told me we'd be up 2-0, we'd take 2 of them at TD Garden, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, you're fucking with me. You're pranking me. In my wildest dreams, the fact we took 1 was crazy to me.
You might have
Now
won
we're
some
up
money
2.
betting on that.
I never would have, because I would have thought it was a terrible bet. Like, I would have thought that's an awful bet. We lost 5 times to the Celtics this year. I'm like, no, come on. Can't trust it. Yeah, just a insane couple games. And both of them, we were down 20 and somehow came all the way back, scraped from the bottom to come all the way back on massive runs. There's just, it's been so exciting. This team has no quit. The team is gritty as hell. We make insane defensive plays. There are just stretches of the game with the Knicks right now where you can't even pass the ball because we are getting in the passing lanes. We're stripping the ball out from you, jumping up and ripping the ball if you're trying to take a shot. I mean, like if OG's on, man, If OG is on, there's nothing you can do. If he gets to his spot, he's gonna make it. Jalen Brunson makes just stupid shots sometimes
Stupid
that
shots.
so stupid, and it's just like I can't be mad at him. Like there's some shots where it's like that's a dumb shot, but he makes those, so I can't even be mad about it. I yeah, it's just crazy. At any given moment, we have four dudes who can just light a fire in the starting lineup that can just go like, all right, I'm the spark light now for a moment. Will get us going, and it could be on either side of the court. And not to mention Josh Hart is just a running, hustle Swiss Army knife that can,
So many offensive rebounds. So many.
He just can apply pressure at any point in the game. If he heats up somewhere, can shift momentum. And it's like he's not a guy that's going to get you 30, but he's just a dude that can affect any phase of the game. But it's just so good, like when a lot of these series, like Jalen's been going crazy and he's averaging around 30 right now for the playoffs, but he's there are moments where he's just not on and he's missing a lot of shots, particularly in the beginnings of games. And it's like, all right, I guess it's Mikal Bridges time, or I guess it's Cat time, or I guess, whoever. Sometimes it's campaign. Whoever it is, random dudes will pick up the scoring slack until Jalen gets it going. And sometimes it's OG, man. Sometimes it's OG Anunoby. And I'll say it. I think I said it to you off.
You? That dunk?
Yeah. The thing with me is I think I said this to you off recording, but like just to be clear, if I did say it on recording, I just want to reiterate. I do not want Kevin Durant on the New York Knicks if it means we have to give up OG Anunoby. No shot. I wouldn't trade you OG Anunoby for Kevin Durant straight up. Book it. I wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't do it.
You'd have to throw in 2 first-round picks. Maybe I consider it then because we have no first-round picks anymore.
They're throwing in first. No, they want you to throw in first.
No. They better throw in a couple firsts. Phoenix better throw in, and they don't have any either. So, sorry. Not happening. No, I just... I wouldn't want to, and I hope Leon Rose feels the same way because he's been invaluable on both sides of the ball. He's younger, he's less injury prone, he's more dependent. He's just the guy. And I just really hope that we don't get derailed by injuries because the Knicks have now showed me, this New York Knicks team has shown me what we're capable of. If we can beat the Celtics the way that we've done this, we can beat literally any team in the league. Period, end of story. We can do it if we can beat the Celtics. So that's my spiel. It's been awesome. I was expecting to be despondent for these 2 weeks. I was expecting to just be
the last 2 weeks.
I thought it would be like Celtics in 5, like Knicks getting blown out in 3 out of the 4 games, like just ugly, disgusting losses that were embarrassing. Like I'm just basing off what I saw this regular season, and somehow it's been amazing playoff basketball where we never gave up, and a lesser team would have given up down 20 in some of these moments. But I mean, we went on a 21-2 run tonight where the Celtics didn't hit a field goal for 7 straight minutes because we were locking them down. And this wasn't like game 1 where they were just missing wide open threes. It was like we were actually playing good defense, stopping them from getting their shots. Like it's just fabulous. I love to see it, and I can't wait. I mean, back to New York, back to the Garden. Let's see, can we at least leave the Garden up 3-1? That's what we need. We need to walk out of the Garden and go back to Boston up 3-1. And then we can feel good. I still do not feel confident that we will.
If you go back 2-2, it's a little different.
Exactly. Like I'm not confident yet because I still think that like pound for pound, the Celtics are the better team still.
And if you get 4, you're not going back.
And we're stealing these games from them. So the question is, if we can go back, they're up 3-1, I will feel a lot better. Then I'll go, okay. Sweet. We're in a good position. Um, and man, if we sweep them, you'll never hear the end of it from me. You'll never hear the end of it from me. But I don't think so. Like, I do think the Celtics will be able to. If I had to guess, the Celtics probably are going to take Game 3. You know, I think that they've been embarrassed twice. They've blown giant leads twice. They're getting punked in the final, most important minutes of the game over and over. And I just don't think they want that to happen again. And they'll come out more invigorated. They'll have more resting time. And we'll see. So I think they'll probably take Game 3. And we'll have a real series on our hands. So
I got the Knicks
I'm looking
as
forward
the third best team in the East if they win this series. I'm sorry, man. Halliburton, Donnie. I got him ahead of Jalen Brunson, man.
That's crazy.
Just where I'm at. So okay,
that's insane.
Well, Donnie's not crazy. Donnie's easily better than Jalen Brunson.
That's crazy. No, it's not.
No.
He's not. Easily?
Easily.
Not easily. That's crazy.
It's not even fucking close.
What are you talking about?
Donnie has been where Jalen was right now. Fucking when Jalen was in high school.
Right, but I'm saying right now, the better player. That's
Donnie.
like you cannot say
the
easily.
Knicks would
There's
trade
an
Donnie
argument
straight
to
up for
be
Jalen
made.
right now.
What?
The Knicks would trade Donnie straight up.
No,
for Jalen
they
right
would not.
They would
you are smoking penis if you think that. That's crazy,
bro.
They would never.
Halliburton, you can argue me on, and I'll give you that one. But Donnie, no shot.
Halliburton is disrespectful to say that he's better than Brunson, but I would say I would yield to you that you could say that there's an argument.
Cat,
I would say there's an argument once again. Like, Siakam is so brutally underrated.
Disrespectful.
I think that Siakam gets disrespected constantly, and people don't realize how good he is.
No, he's nasty.
Yeah, how about this? Siakam in the playoffs is, I think, equally as good as Cat in the playoffs. In the regular season, Cat's better, but Cat regresses and Siakam goes up.
And then Donnie's just better than Jalen in both.
That's just nuts. I think they're like very similar level.
How many one seeds has Jalen had?
Jalen has only been the guy for 3 seasons. So
3 seasons in, Donnie went to 3 playoffs and went to a conference final.
Jalen has also gone to 3 playoffs.
He went toe-to-toe with Jamal Murray in the bubble.
They have both gone equally far into the playoffs.
Has Jaden went toe-to-toe with Jamal Murray in the bubble?
Has Jalen?
Yeah.
No, Jalen was busy upsetting the Clippers when he was on the Mavericks.
With Luka?
With Luka.
Listen,
yeah.
I'm sorry. We're going to have to put a poll for this because there ain't no way.
Jalen Brunson, I think.
I'm telling you
I would yield to you that it is
10 people would tell you right now Donnie's easily better.
You're just wrong. That's just not true. I think it's a close argument, but I think Jalen Brunson
just look at him. It doesn't even look like it's close when you watch him play.
It totally does. I don't get what you're talking about.
Maybe we just like their different play styles better. Like maybe you like his play style better or something. I don't know, man. I'm telling you what, I would never take Jalen on my team over Donnie. If I'm in school and I got that line where I'm picking people, and there's two niggas left, and it's Donnie and Jalen, I'm picking Donnie.
No, if they were trying to trade Donovan Mitchell straight up to the Knicks for Jalen Brunson, I'd be like, you got to throw in 3 firsts. Throw in 3 firsts, and maybe we can do it.
That's disrespectful. Because you said 2 firsts for KD. So now they got
for OG. For OG. Yeah.
You value OG more than Jalen?
No, I think that the what he represents to New York,
so New York
is
values
too
him
much. More. Yeah, it's too much what he represents. He's like, if he wins this series, if he beats the Celtics here in this series, he's on the Mount Rushmore of New York Knicks.
Hold on,
it's already
Jalen.
Period. Jalen, yeah.
Okay.
If they beat the Celtics here, he's on the Mount Rushmore of New York Knicks, and it's not even an argument. It would be Walt Frazier. It would be Patrick Ewing. You can make an argument for the third guy, whether it's Carmelo Anthony or Bernard King or
If Donnie
whoever you
pl-
want.
if Donnie
And
played
then
one game in New York,
Jalen
he'd be
Brunson
on
would
the
be
Mount
on it.
Rushmore.
Just smoking penis.
Are Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Peyton Pritchard more important to the team's title chances with the Celtics than Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? Not that they can win a title with those three and without those two, but that when it comes to X Factor, are they more important as far as winning the title, not just being good?
Derek White and Drew Holiday, I would say yes. Peyton Pritchard is like, he's a fun little, like, sometimes he can go off, like, but Peyton Pritchard is like, Peyton Pritchard is closer to like the campaign Deuce McBride role for the Celtics, where it's like you can come in and you're capable of scoring a lot and moving the needle scoring wise. And he had a handful of really good regular season games. But like we're talking playoff basketball, who's really moving the needle and doing great, huge contributions in the playoffs? It's Drew Holiday and Derek White. Derek White more so. Derek White is crazy.
Derek White's insane.
He is such a good player. The his ability to like his offensive rebounding, his rebounding ability, period, is insane for a man of his size. And he is the player on the Celtics who scares me the most when he goes up for a three. I'm not scared a little bit when Jason Tatum goes up for a three.
No.
But Derek White goes up for a three, it doesn't matter how guarded he is. I think he's going to make it.
I'm more scared the more guarded he is.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like, if Derek White with that skill set was
Steph Curry.
If Derek White was 6'10" with his skill set, it would be like he'd be the best player in the league. It would be crazy. Like he's just small. That's his only downside. But he's such a hustle guy. He's always around. He's insane on the perimeter. He's a really good defender. And same with Drew Holiday. His defense, specifically against Jalen Brunson, like when he runs up to Jalen Brunson, he can give him trouble as far as like moving when he really locks in on him.
Right.
And he can get Jalen to have to like be very deliberate about how he's dribbling and who he's passing to. Whereas everyone else on the Celtics doesn't do that to him. So I would say for Derek White's offense and for Drew Holiday's defense, they are the X factors, because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can play as well as they want, but it's not going to overcome, how much firepower the Knicks have across their starting five.
Right. Hey, and Derek White did get more minutes in Team USA than Jason, so.
Yeah, exactly.
And he got in there over Jalen.
Jason Tatum is such a funny player, man, because it's like we all agree he's like a top 5 level player. He's not bad at literally anything in the NBA. He's good at everything. He's, an obscenely good rebounder, great scorer at all levels, can defend all 5 positions, and yet there's just something about him. Like, I don't fear this guy. I don't fear him. He strikes zero fear in my heart.
In my heart at all. None at all. None at all. But recapping those round 2 picks, Johnny, our round 2 picks, we both picked the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
You picked the Wolves. I picked the Warriors.
Wolves and 5.
Both picked the Cavs.
Mm-hmm. Might look like a bunch of idiots for that one.
Yeah, we might. You picked the Knicks.
Of course I did.
I picked the Celtics. Of course you did. Yeah, parentheses. Because I'm a fan.
Because I'm a fan. Yeah, I told you. I was like, I thought, and the logical part of my brain was like, the Celtics will win this in 5 games. That was what I thought. I thought it would be a disgustingly embarrassing series. Celtics will win in 5. Now I'm like, worst case, we lose in 6 at the Garden. Absolute worst case. And you know what? I'd be sad, but it'd be better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, better than you thought it'd be.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, Johnny, you won round 1. So it is time for you to talk that talk. I'm going to give you the countdown. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The other day, I started playing this game called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I don't know if anyone's heard about this. It's this indie game out of France that just came out. And I say indie game, like it was like an indie game studio. This developer hasn't done much of anything, if anything at all. Insanely good game. You just got to run it. You just got to give it a shot. Cinematic as hell. The first 10 minutes, the fact that they can make you care about the characters in the first 10 minutes is impressive as hell, because that's so hard to do. So all I'll say is you should give that game a shot. I'm only a little bit into it, but it's a cinematic piece of art as a video game, and it's unbelievably French. I underestimated how French it would be. This game is French as fuck. Also, if you haven't, watch Righteous Gemstones. Series just ended on Sunday. It's over now, so it's just 4 seasons, 9 episodes per season. Lock in, great show, top to bottom. There's my rant.
They added another season?
Yeah, final season's out.
Like in the last couple months?
Yeah, it literally just ended on Sunday. Yeah.
When did it drop, though? Are they releasing 1 episode at a time?
1 episode a week, yeah.
When was the first one? So 9 weeks ago?
9 weeks, yeah.
Man, I finished it, I want to say, 2 months ago. 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago almost. Wow.
Yeah, so the final season's out. Done.
I have to finish it now.
Yeah, you gotta. The first episode of season 4 is so cool. They don't even follow the family. It's like an ancestor of the family, played by Bradley Cooper during the Civil War. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's such a good episode of television.
Spoilers, man. Tell it.
It's not a spoiler. What are you talking about? That is literally, if you turn the episode on, you will know everything I just said to you in 2 minutes.
And I can turn it off. No.
You don't know anything else I said. Like, you don't know anything else about that
Bradley
episode.
Cooper's in it. I already know that.
Bradley Cooper is the ancestor of the family.
Takes place in the Civil War.
It does? That's all you know. You don't know anything else.
That's too much.
Okay.
All right, now, in this next segment, Instant Replay, we get behind the booth for when our viewers need coverage on the biggest stories in sports from a different angle. Johnny, we got one of the biggest stories, in the last couple weeks today. We've been expecting this, kind of, wondering if it might happen. But the Steelers traded George Pickens to the Cowboys. The Steelers receive a 3rd rounder in 2026 and a 5th rounder in 2027. Cowboys receive a 6th rounder in 2026, and of course, the lovely George Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
He's also not seeking a new deal. He wants to show that he's a top guy.
Mm-hmm.
Very gentleman of him.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's a consummate professional, George Pickens. You got to respect him for that.
How do you feel, Johnny, being the Steelers fan here?
I'm like half shocked and half not shocked. My reasoning is, when we traded for DK, I 100% assumed, all right, George Pickens is gone. This is his replacement. Like, we traded for a guy with the same number as him. I was like, come on, he's done. And then they released that DK was going to take a different number. And I went, oh, we're keeping George then. Because why would they put that out there? That DK is taking a different number. If you know what I mean, unless that we were totally intending on keeping George.
Right.
And then we ended up trading him today, which wasn't super shocking to me, but I guess my thing was more, we couldn't have paid him. Like, it just wouldn't have happened. We don't have it in the cap to pay George Pickens and DK and TJ Watt. So it was just like, and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Like, we have such expensive superstars that it was like, all right, if we were keeping George Pickens, it was on a 1 year, then trade him type deal. So it was just us getting out ahead of it, getting something in return. Maybe it's more capital that we can use to move around in next year's draft, where I assume we would be chasing after a quarterback. Provided that Will Howard isn't a GOAT immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Who
He hit
knows?
up the coach right after the draft asking for the playbook.
That's what I saw. So, yeah, it was like the only reason I was even a little surprised by it was that they put out that DK was taking a different number. Otherwise, day one, I assumed this is what that meant, is we were getting rid of him. So it makes me happy at least to be locked up DK for a long-term deal, in the sense that it seems like more and more that this is going to be the first losing season in Tomlin's coaching tenure. And that's the intention. That it's like, look, we pay all our stars, we stockpile some picks, and try to make a play on either Arch or Nico or one of these new QBs coming in that have the higher ceiling than even Cam Ward. So we'll see. But I actually wouldn't be mad if we had a losing season, provided that the Steelers are smart enough to not fire Tomlin if we do have a losing season.
Okay.
Because
and then it's over. Then you're gonna have another one.
Yeah, then it's all over.
All over.
I'm such a Tomlin supporter and believer, and until we have a good quarterback and we suck still, then we can talk. But as long as we have a doo-doo butt-kiss quarterback play, I'm not going to make any determinations on Mike Tomlin, who's still somehow willing teams to winning records.
I'd be a little upset because I hope Will Howard plays really well. But he might not even get to play because Aaron Rodgers is watching. How do you feel? Yeah. How do you feel about Aaron Rodgers as far as what do you think he thinks about this?
Moving Pickens, I think he probably is. I think he probably doesn't care either way. Okay. But I don't think it really changes anything.
They didn't draft any receivers, did they?
No. Shockingly enough, we did not.
And there were so many.
To my knowledge. Yeah, no receivers. Yeah, I don't believe we did. So a lot of defensive pieces. I think it was us just trying to get ready for the future without Cam Hayward. And this is likely his last season. So, getting out ahead of that.
Losing season to kick him out for his career.
I just think it's probably better in the long run. If we're not going to make a big play at QB, then why not?
They should have traded him to the Falcons to get Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, well, Kirk, we could trade. You could trade a 4th, 5th round pick for Kirk at this point. Like, you wouldn't have to trade much for Kirk Cousins. He's like right now, he's more of a hindrance to the Falcons because his contract is so huge.
Right.
So, and that's the issue with trading
over Michael's shoulder too.
Yeah, that's the issue with I don't think the Steelers can afford Kirk. Like the Falcons would have to cut Kirk and eat his contract for the Steelers to be able to get him, because we have to pay TJ Watt. So, and TJ Watt's going to set the market at the non-QB position. Like, we know what the market is now. It's $1 more than Myles Garrett.
Right.
Myles Garrett's making, $40 million a year. So that's the market. So, yeah, we got to pay him. We got to pay TJ. So we don't have the money for Pickens or Kirk, and maybe not Rodgers. So once again, I'm okay with it. If we want to run with Racist Mason, with a Will Howard waiting in the rafters, like, I'm okay with that. Let's see. Like, we're going to win 5 games and actually be able to add some new guys, pivot. I would take that if it meant we could actually be aggressive and get a legit high upside quarterback.
It'd be hilarious. They get a top 5 pick and we get there, and then you see Steelers trade out of the first round.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
That's crazy. You heard it here first. Racist Mason is Johnny's favorite quarterback in the league.
Huh?
What? The NFL, Johnny, is being sued. This is actually hilarious. Is being sued over Shador Sanders' slide. A fan is seeking $100 million in damages for emotional distress and trauma as Sanders fell to the 5th round. And all I could think to myself when I saw this, Johnny, was, can you please make it a class action lawsuit so
Make it a class action.
so I can get a piece too?
We're joining in.
Because we were there.
We were distressed.
I got video evidence of us being distressed.
Exactly. That is admissible in court.
Both parties knew they were being recorded. We're all good. We're good. No, yeah, that's crazy, Johnny. What are your thoughts on that? Is that doing too much?
Yeah, he's fucking around.
He's fucking, like, why do you even, like, what's the point? Like, do you have to pay lawyers to get to the point of suing somebody already? Like, do you sue someone?
Yeah.
And you have to pay for lawyers?
Yeah, you have to pay a lawyer. You have to pay. Yeah, you have to pay a lawyer to sue the NFL.
So they paid somebody to be able to do this and say, I want to sue you for $100 million.
I guess, yeah. He's just goofing around, I guess. I have no idea why. Because the NFL wouldn't even be liable for this.
Is there any chance
The
he
NFL
wins?
No. No. It would be the dumbest precedent ever set.
You know how much money the NFL would be on the hook for if they did that?
Yeah, it would be right. It would be
my
so
favorite
stupid.
quarterback from my team dropped down to the 5th round. They were projected 3rd. I want $50,000.
No, it's like a PR stunt or something. It's just
Crazy.
Nonsense.
Yeah, they're gonna drop a music video tomorrow. That's what it is.
Exactly.
But while we're on the topic of Shador, he is gonna wear number 12.
I saw.
After his mentor Tom Brady. That being said, Joe Flacco has been announced as likely the quarterback one going into the season. I think that's a big mistake. His role,
of course,
with Shador,
it should be Shador. But.
His role with Shador. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel picked number 5. I thought to myself, you're not even gonna have a jersey when the season starts. Nah.
Yeah, I mean they're just picking a nice, polite white man as QB because they don't want to take Shador, I guess. It's just funny.
He's about to light it up. And it's funny because you know how when you get picks coming in, like quarterbacks and shit like that, like the people on the team post about them, or they're like at you. They're not posting about Dylan Gabriel. They're tweeting at fucking Shador.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hilarious.
They know it's a marketing thing. They know what they're doing.
Oh, they know. They know.
So.
The Ravens, Johnny, some news out of Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens released Justin Tucker after drafting a kicker.
I was going to say, when they drafted a kicker, I knew that was coming.
They state it was for football reasons.
Of course.
Was it for
football reasons?
Totally.
Yeah, it was football reasons. Well, I mean, he did suck. So, I mean, he did suck last year. So, you could make the argument it was for football reasons. But it was for football reasons, plus you might be Baltimore's Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he might be heading to Cleveland soon.
Right. That would be really funny.
That'd be
actually.
Crazy. He's like, yo, Deshaun, you want to... No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just...
There's not much to say on that. I wanted to put it out there. Most certainly Cap in that press statement.
But their rookie, I saw he's a big leg kicker. He had a 62-yarder in college. So
yeah, that's decent. Would have been a record 5 years ago.
Yeah, but that's good. There's a lot of kickers
10 years ago.
Yeah, there's a lot of kickers that can't hit over 60. So
you know how else drafted a kicker?
Who else drafted a kicker?
Well, not a kicker per se. The Broncos picked the punter.
Oh, okay. That's
Apparently,
funny.
he's pretty good because Riley Dixon had to replace him. But Johnny, moving on, we have some baby mama drama in North Carolina. Bill Belichick's relationships increasingly causing a concern through his social media or through his social and business circles. Now, just fill you in a little bit. I'm sure you're aware of what's going on, Johnny.
I'm up on game.
But Bill Belichick is with a female named Jordan Hudson. Now, Bill Belichick's around the age of 70 something. Jordan Hudson's like 24, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But obviously there's criticism about, the age gap, whatever. But recently, after an interview with CBS, is really where headwinds have come. Specifically with a question being asked about how they met each other. And before Bill can even answer the question, she goes, "We're not answering that." And Bill says nothing. The CBS guy goes, "We're not." And she goes, "No." And they move on. But from his social circle, some personal people close to him, a lot of them talking about how they, quote unquote, he's deep in it. It seems almost as if they're painting him out as the victim. He's the one that's he's being controlled, being manipulated, which is interesting to me, given that obviously he's 70 years older than her.
Yeah.
60, 50 years, my bad. Close enough.
Yeah.
Close
100
enough.
years older than her, 500 years older than her. Close enough.
Charles Barkley's reaching out to him. His friends are reaching out. North Carolina, they're saying it could potentially cost him his job, which I don't think is going to happen because unless there's some language in the contract, that buyout's going to be huge. But what are your thoughts on this whole situation as far as not necessarily focusing on the age gap per se? That's not the point of this argument, but more so just the optics of everything, whether or not, right, Bill's the victim of the situation, whether he's giving too much control to his significant other at this point in time. He claims he's happy. He claims that, right, he's in love. Everything's fine. Nothing's wrong with him. What are your thoughts on it?
All right. I got a couple. One is, I think it goes without saying the age gap is super weird. And like on its face, it's just weird as hell. Like you go, that's like a freshman when we were seniors. That's like how old she is compared to us.
Oh,
like,
I was about to say not for him. I was about to say
no. I'm saying like that's how old she is compared to us. Like when we were seniors in high school, she would have been a freshman. So that means like that's how old of a that's how crazy of an age gap this is. How much young she's 3 years younger than us. So she's 70 years younger than him. It's just crazy. It's an insane age gap. 70, 90, 150 years younger than Bill Belichick. So it's weird as hell. I would also say that there's no world where Belichick is being manipulated. It's just crazy. I don't think that at all. Bill Belichick is a multi-millionaire, could pay to make her disappear forever and distribute her body across different continents and no one would care. Like, she is not in the power position in this relationship. Now, do you want my theory on this? I have a theory.
Give it to him.
I think Jordan Hudson, this is completely my opinion. I'm not saying this for a fact. It's just a guess based off her reaction. I think Jordan Hudson might have had a profession as a high-class escort, and that's how she met Bill Belichick. That is my guess. That maybe he had met her through some paid companionship,
okay,
and they actually figured out that their situation worked for them. And they said, you know what? We're going to keep it going. This works. Very similar thing happens in Succession. Very similar thing happens. Very main character of the show has a high-class, much younger escort that he's been dating for a while, paying her, and then he goes, I think this works. Why don't we just get married? And bada bing, bada boom, there they are. So all I'm saying is, why else would she have reacted so negatively to how did you meet? Unless the other answer is we met at my 12th birthday. I don't know. But I think it's like, and mind you, I'm not somebody that thinks there's anything wrong with being an escort. I think that's a fine thing. But I think, that's the job you want to do, then do it. All power to the people. I don't care. But that's what I think it is. That's my guess, is that she was an escort that started dating him, and that's why they're so cagey about their past. And everyone's like, how did this even happen? How else would it have happened? You tell me.
Well, they claim And, who knows, maybe one thing leads to another, but they claim that she's a cheerleader. And so he signed her college textbook, and he said, Jordan, thanks for the lesson. Thanks for the logic lesson. Bill. Signed her college textbook. I want to say that was 2022. And then their first picture together was 2024. But we also know who in the Patriots organization has a history with what you just mentioned. And that, maybe one thing leads to a job with the Patriots, and then,
right.
Maybe you feel a little bad. You're like, I can save you from this. Let me get you a job. Next thing you know, you're a cheerleader. Next thing you know, you meet Bill Belichick.
You know what I mean? Like,
who knows? I mean,
I don't know. I think they just don't want. She just doesn't want people digging around in her past. So
I'm
she's
not
like,
saying
shut the
you're right,
question down.
but I can't tell you you're wrong.
That's just my theory. I could be wrong, but I just go, man, make it up. Make up how you met. Like, in the moment, to just like shut it down on live TV is crazy, though.
And they aired it too. They didn't even edit that out. That'd be like when that'd be like when you you're like, I gotta go take a piss, and you leave and come back, and I just keep it in there. Like, even I edit that shit. They did that shit on purpose, bro.
Otherwise, I think it's fine. Like, I don't think like Bill Belichick's being manipulated. I think it's fine. He's a
it's
grown
absolutely
man.
crazy to me to think that this man is. Yeah, I'm like, it's actually crazy to think this man's being controlled.
Yeah, like, he's a grown man. He knows what he's doing. And but I think that's all it is. And once again, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's whatever. Like, you had an arrangement, it worked. You wanted to extend things out, go public. I don't care. God bless them. It's a weird age gap, but otherwise, whatever. They're both adults. Provided that he didn't meet her when she was 12, we're fine here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that connection would be made back then, but either way, Johnny, Akron football. Why are we talking about them? They are ineligible for the postseason due to an academic ban. The first team to accomplish this. I use accomplish loosely, since 2014. So what happened is we'll start off with, they haven't been in the bowl game since 2017 to begin with. Fourth longest bowl drought in the FBS. And they got a postseason ban because they had a 914 average year academic progress rate score, multi-year, which was below the 930 threshold. Now, out of all the universities in Division I, only 3 have not hit that requirement, and only them are not bowl eligible. They actually had practices. They had rules about their practices last year based off that score. Not much to talk about here. I just think it's crazy. You're so bad at fucking school, and the whole team can't go to a bowl game.
It's rough.
That's rough.
By the way, update just for the people at home.
Who
4
won?
minutes left in the third. It's not over yet. 4 minutes left in the third. OKC 106. Denver 72.
That's good. That's time.
There's time.
There's always time until the fat lady sings.
They're only up 34, and they would have been up more, but Denver hit a 3 just as I was saying the score. So
look at that. Right on cue.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. In a world full of questions, the people need answers. Here on Couch Coach, we have those answers. It's time for the people want to know. Johnny, the people want to know, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
All right. I have thought about this one before. The real question to me is, how big of an arena are we working in?
Pick your battleground.
I always thought like a football field. Like, you're on a football field.
Okay.
And my thought is, the question is really, like, when you're scaling up the horse-sized duck, it's like, how strong does its bite become? Like, when you're scaling up a duck to that size. Does its bite become like bone breaking? That's the question. But regardless of all of that, if I got room to work, I'm going duck-sized horses. Because the duck-sized horses, they're small enough. All they have to work with is their bites. They can't really do much more. Horses have really frail legs.
Really?
Like really frail legs. Yeah.
They don't kick?
No, they kick, but their legs are frail. Like if they can break very easily. Like if a horse steps wrong on something, if they like step in a pothole or something, their leg breaks. Not every time, but it's like they do have very frail legs.
God damn.
Comparative. That's why like horses don't pull heavy loads by themselves. It's like they had to get mules for that. You know what I mean? Like you need to have like 3 or 4 or like, you know, horses to pull a cart. It's like they just don't, whatever. And if I can get any level of elevation, like if I got a box that I can stand on, forget it. Like I just think there's like so many ways to do it, but the duck-sized horse can fly. Or the horse-sized duck can fly. You know what I mean?
Well,
the horse-sized duck.
Are you in a dome or an open field?
I don't think it matters. Like so we're at the Carrier Dome. Like it doesn't even matter. The horse-sized duck can snatch you up and fly you in the air, drop you. It's over. It can fly. Like it can do a flyby on you. It can go up and then come down, swoop, kick you in the head. Like it can fly. So, like I think I would rather fight. Now, mind you, I think I'd rather fight one horse than 100 ducks. But because same reason, 100 ducks can fly.
Oh, God, they ever seen the birds?
Exactly. The flight of it all. So I think I'm going 100 duck-sized horses because I think you could, if you can get any level of elevation, they can't climb, they can't do any of that, and it's a war of attrition. You're just kicking them. Like they can't do much. Duck-sized horses, all the way.
I'm taking 100 duck-sized horses. 100 duck-sized horses. I don't even know how you'd fight a duck. So if the thing is big, you go
for the neck.
Like you have to wrestle. Like you know what I'm saying? You can't punch an animal. Like it's not the same as a human. Like I don't think. Like maybe.
Yeah.
So like you have to wrestle this thing. How do you grab a duck? Like
you have to go for like the RKO on the neck. You have to like run up and like jump up and grab its neck like this and try to pull it down.
Swat me with its fucking big ass wings.
It can just fly away. The second that you grab onto it, it can fly, and then you're done.
I wouldn't know how to begin. I would just be I would just be running for my life. 100-sized ducks. To your point, or 100 duck-sized horses. You just kick them.
Kick them. Yeah.
You kick them.
If they had hands or anything like that, it would be a lot harder. They really don't have much means of harming you.
No,
it's a lot. But you can just
right, like your legs might get tired.
Like I think a person, the average guy, has a better chance against 100 duck-sized horses than 100 humans have against a gorilla. You know what I mean?
Easily. Nah, 100 duck-sized horses. Sign me up. Where's it at? Where's it at? Mr. Beast, make that challenge happen.
Yeah, figure it out.
Johnny, the people want to know, is it okay to propose at someone else's wedding?
No way. That's crazy. That's insane. Insane behavior. The wedding is awful. 3 full days dedicated to those two people and no one else. If you make it about yourself, you are a dirtbag.
Nah, you're a scumbag if you do that.
Scum if you propose to someone else.
Imagine you're just going through the vows and you just hear in the background, "Will you marry me?" And you're like, "I do." It's just like
during the ceremony, death penalty. During the ceremony, death penalty. But at the reception,
best time to do it at the wedding.
Reception. Like at reception after the bride and groom leave.
Oh, so you're not
Like
even talking about like before when everyone's eating food and stuff,
no,
snacks
yeah,
and
you
stuff.
don't want to do
You
it
mean after the
before
whole? Okay.
after all of it.
So
When
basically after the wedding.
pretty much, yeah. You're like yeah. If the bride and groom see you
You're done.
propose,
Dude, they might fight you at the wedding, bro. You might be on World Star.
you should be put to death.
World Star.
No, it's crazy. That's an insane thing to do. And I want every viewer at home to know if you have proposed at a wedding, I think less of you. And if I were the dictator of the world, gulag, work
Gulag.
camp forever.
Ugh. I don't even know what I would do. Like, if I was,
I
like,
would kick someone out of my wedding. If
You kick
somebody
them out?
proposed at my wedding, I would kick them
You would
out.
stop it. You would be like you would stop it to kick him out.
During the ceremony,
Yeah.
oh man,
You're like,
it would
hold on a
depend
second.
on
You're like, I do, but one
Yeah.
second. Get the fuck
One
out
more.
of here.
Yeah, I probably would let the ceremony finish. No, actually, because the ceremony would be interrupted at that point.
Yeah.
It would be
Would you still
interrupted.
be friends with them?
I like don't think I would ever be friends with somebody who would do that in the first place. I would like to think, but yeah, like no shot. It would be over.
It's
I
done.
couldn't. Yeah, you. That is such an insane. Jokic just fouled out. It's still the third quarter.
It's over.
It's the third quarter. Jokic is out of the game. They're down.
That's how you know he's
They're
bad.
down a cool 41 points right now to the Thunder.
Not as
Still
bad as
time.
the Grizzlies.
Still time.
Still time. Yeah, no. Don't do that. Don't advise. Don't advise. You'll get your ass beat. Johnny. Ooh, let me see here. Would you
The
rather?
Thunder could not score for the rest of the game and still win. That's how bad this is right now. The Thunder could just play defense for the rest of the game and still win. Just dribble the ball out until the shot clock runs.
I'm about to put a guiding principle up to the test here for you, Johnny.
Go for it.
For me too, I guess, depending on who you talk to. People want to know, should you tell a friend if their partner is cheating?
If I'm not friends with the partner, yeah. Yeah, you tell your friend. Like
But snitches get
if you had a
stitches.
girlfriend that I wasn't tight with, like I didn't know her, then yeah, I'd tell. I've had a moment where I knew I had a couple friends who I was genuinely friends with, both of them, like outside of them being a couple. Like I was friends with both of them before they were a couple. One was cheating on the other, and I made the decision not to say anything. I've done that. And if I'm friends with both of them, it's not my place. But if I'm friends with just one person who I know is being cheated on, yeah, I'll tell him. Certainly.
But what about snitches get stitches?
That's talking to the authorities, to law enforcement. That's a completely different thing. Like, yeah, it's a completely different thing.
That's tough.
You tell your friend. That's just being a good friend.
I'm gonna be real. Odds are, if I know, he probably knows.
You gotta make sure, though. You gotta make sure.
Yeah, I'd spin the block. I'd make sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'd make sure. Yeah, I'd have to eventually. I mean, I might take me some time to think on it. Like really, like sit back, meditate, think on it. But eventually, I'd tell him.
You'd want to know.
Even honestly, even if I was friends with them both, first I would tell the one that's doing it, stop fucking up, and then I would tell the other one. I'd have to. I don't know. I feel like it's almost more my place if I'm friends with both, because like now if I'm not friends with the other person, I can't correct their behavior or even attempt to. But if I'm friends with this person, I can attempt to reach them with a place of, like, hey, like this relationship's gonna end because you're doing some dumb shit, but like maybe in the future, like you learn from your mistakes and you don't do that again.
OKC's up 48 now.
Who?
OKC is up 48. on Denver.
Until it's 60. Still time.
Still time.
The people want to know, Johnny. Would you rather be stuck on a deserted island alone or with someone you hate?
Define hate.
What do you mean define hate? You want me to look it up for you?
No, but what? Like someone I'm not a fan of, or somebody I think is like a terrible person.
You're on a... All right, Donald Trump.
Yeah, I do that. I honestly, I think no matter what, I'm picking a person I dislike. A person I hate. Yeah, I'd do that.
Really?
I would pick someone I dislike over, over complete isolation on a desert island.
I'd rather be alone forever than with somebody I hate.
Yeah, I think you want to have somebody.
Think
about like you're on a deserted island. No, I know. You don't have a phone.
I didn't say.
Well, if I have a phone, then to me, the deserted island question is you're trying to survive and get off the island. So it's like if I have to build a shelter, I would rather have a second person. If I have to.
I decided I'm living there forever. I was
if it's living there forever, I still think I'd rather have a second person there. I go crazy. You go crazy alone for too long.
Not a shot.
Yeah, you go crazy.
I go crazy. I'm not alone. Nah.
Yeah.
I'd rather be alone. Keep it real. Keep it real. I learned to talk to animals.
Yeah, you saying like what I'm stranded on an island with Matt Walsh, like the right-wing fascist grifter that I think the number one like person,
Matt Walsh,
in media that I hate the most, that like grinds my gears the most, is Matt Walsh. And I'm like, I would rather have Matt Walsh there than nobody, because at the very least, if I could kill him. At worst, I can't just kill him. I can't just beat him to death, which is better than being alone from the jump. I'm like, I'd try to make it work, but if he just keeps talking about how women should be subservient to men and that, gay people should be put in concentration camps, then like maybe I have to beat him to death. Starts talking about measuring skulls and burning books. Ooh. I guess I have to put him to death.
Conspiracy theorist?
No, not a conspiracy theorist as much as like just a lunatic fascist nut job.
Sounds like my kind of guy. What? Johnny, the people want to know, if you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be? I want to ask you a question first, because I'm going to give my answer, but it depends on what you answer this question. Is Larry David from Curb considered a fictional character even though he's playing himself? Because it's a
fictionalized version of him. Larry himself says, Larry himself
David from Curb,
that.
easy. But there's got to be people there. There's got to be at least two couples and at least one person with no wife or girlfriend.
Yeah. All right. It'd
be funny as
fuck. I'm going to give you the gut reaction I just had. And this is like me gaming the system a little bit. Okay. The genie from Aladdin. That is my first gut instinct. That's who I'm picking. The genie from Aladdin, no doubt. Now, if we're just picking on personality, on like the Hang, who would be the best Hang? I think I'm too much like Larry to pick Larry. I think that'd be an insane. It'd be like the episode where John Hamm follows him around and starts acting like him. So I don't know if that would be the best option for me. Oh man, it'd be interesting to pick someone. Let me think. Fictional character. Logan Roy from Succession would be cool. That'd be a sick chat. You could always just spin it around and go just like, I'll have dinner with the most beautiful woman in all of fictional world. Try to figure out like Jasmine? I'll just pick what, Princess Jasmine? No, I would pick like Anne Hathaway in one of her roles. She's the most beautiful woman alive.
Mm.
You know, think through. I'm like, where is like Anne Hathaway as Catwoman?
That'd be
I
cool.
got a dinner with her.
Olivia Pope from Scandal.
You know, it's like you could go that route.
Crazy conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fill
Let
me
me
in.
think. Frank Underwood would be a fun dinner
Ooh.
from House of Cards. That would be a great dinner. I gotta think.
Okay, hold on. You got your table, 4 seats at the table, including not including yourself. Who's at your dinner?
We get to pick 4, and they're all fictional.
All these fictional characters, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to. I think Frank Underwood makes it to my table. I think that'd be a fun one. He would just be saying crazy stuff. He'd go, you know, I have no time for useless things, and then he chokes a dog to death. It'd be fun. Let me think. What if I just had like a table of just evil people? You know, go Frank Underwood, Cersei Lannister, Tony Soprano,
Oh my god.
Logan Roy. Just a table of evil people that are. I love them though as characters. There's also like the funny route, like who would be really funny to have dinner with.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I just wanted to
like
laugh the whole time.
yeah, like Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows would be a great dinner guest. I don't know if you've seen What We Do in the
No,
Shadows,
I've never
but
seen that. What's it on?
it's on Hulu. I think it's an FX show. It's on Hulu. I think maybe it's also you can
That's
see
a
it on
comedy.
HBO.
Doesn't sound like a comedy.
Yeah, What We Do in the it's a mockumentary about a group of vampires who live together.
You said a mockumentary?
Yeah, like The Office,
I didn't
or
know that's what that was. I thought The
yeah,
Office
it's
was a
a
sitcom.
fake documentary. Yeah. So it's like a group of vampires who live together. Laszlo's the funniest vampire, so that'd be a
Speaking of
fun
vampires,
one.
have you seen Sinners?
No, I want to. I
Everyone's
don't
talking about
often
it.
want to see a movie, but I do want to see Sinners. It seems like I haven't seen anyone say it's bad yet. So
I see all the memes. Vampires dancing
yeah,
outside. Fucking.
I just saw people tweeting the sex scene at
Oh,
Josh Allen. I
Josh
thought that
Allen.
was funny. I'm like, I might be a big Josh Allen hater, but I don't hate Josh Allen that much.
Nah, that's
As if he really cares. He
Never.
obviously
No,
doesn't give a shit.
no. I mean, they probably shot that before he got married to her anyway.
I mean, I don't think it matters either way. Like, what you're dating an actress. Like, what do
Right,
you
you
care?
expect they dating a porn star and
Right.
like you got to stop having sex now. It's like, well, this is what I do for a job. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Josh Allen is 6'4", worth $400 million. I think he's probably sleeps fine at night.
Yeah.
You know.
Seems fine. Just one ring on the finger, and it's not from football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it would take me too long to really. I would have to really tap in and think about this. Who I'd want at the table. But if I went the funny route, I would probably throw on. I would probably put Larry on there. I
Kevin
put
Hart?
Laszlo from
No, wait,
there.
he's real, he's real.
I don't think Kevin Hart's funny either. Like he's funny, but not that funny. I would put.
You're like, he's black funny.
I think he's like. I mean, I think he's like lowest common denominator funny.
Wow.
Like, I think, bro, that All-Star game made me lose. He lost 1,000,000 points for me. He was the worst part of the All-Star game, and Mr. Beast was there. Like, what are we talking about?
What about Michael Rappaport?
He is a real person,
Oh,
and
you're
also
right.
is a
Tripping.
lunatic Zionist.
Dude, he's been going
So,
off about that. I'm like,
Yeah,
I can get into it. He's been going off. I've lost some.
We are politically unaligned on that, and I think it would make for a very unenjoyable dinner. Yeah, maybe who would be funny?
Well,
I feel like
Barney
Han
Stinson.
Solo would be a cool dinner hang. You know, that'd be a cool dinner hang. I'd pick Marshall over Barney.
Marshall?
Yeah.
Why? Why Marshall?
I think he'd just be a better conversationalist. Barney would like probably try to roofie somebody at the dinner. I don't know if
Yeah,
I
you can't
would.
invite any girls.
Yeah. Peter Griffin would be a fun one. Have Peter
Peter
Griffin there.
Griffin.
Yeah, you
Stewie.
can't invite any girls if Barney Stinson's there.
Oh, yo.
Hmm.
Rick.
From Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
That's funny. I think you would
Oh,
die. I think somehow you would die if you had dinner with Rick
it would
from
get
Rick and Morty.
it didn't get invaded by something.
Yeah, it would turn out great. The people in Rick's general vicinity is don't end up in a great position normally.
No, not normally. Not normally.
I think Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty. That'd be a great one.
One more from the people, Johnny. This one's especially for you, because you like to do this. But Johnny, the people want to know: should spoilers be considered a form of harassment?
I think there's a window where it's not cool, but then there's also like I think that people have a different like they have a different threshold for spoilers than others.
Right.
Like I think, do you genuinely consider what I said about the first episode of the season to be a spoiler?
Nah,
I feel like that's a
it was
teaser.
general. It was general.
Right. That was a teaser. That was this is the hook. You should check it out. It would be like if I told you like what's John Wick about, and I would be like, oh, it's a retired assassin who goes on a quest for vengeance after someone kills his dog. It'd be like, is that a spoiler? Like, or is that just like I'm telling you?
Right.
You know, that's the hook for the movie.
Right.
So, I'm not telling you anything else that happens in it. Any of the main plot points, but like that's the inciting incident. A spoiler is telling you who Kaiser Soze is in The Usual Suspects. That's a spoiler. A spoiler is telling somebody about the Red Wedding before they've seen Game of Thrones. That's a spoiler. You know?
Or telling somebody like this person died in an episode where they left off with you about to find out in the next episode.
Right. Oh man, I had Orange Is the New Black brutally spoiled for me when I was younger.
Really?
Brutally spoiled for me.
Is that a good show?
Oh, yeah. I love that show. Yeah. I rewatched it recently and I was like I was shocked at how much it held up. Yeah.
Damn.
I think it's a great show, especially if you want to like it's such an honest look about how evil the United States prison system is. And towards the end, it gets really into how we treat immigrants in detention centers. Towards the end, it starts really focusing on that.
Deeper too. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a very serious, very depressing show. It is not a happy show. There's some uplifting moments where these women get moments where they feel human again, but for the most part, it is a very sobering, serious look and interrogation of the American penal system, which is evil, an evil system. That specifically is worse for women. And it does a great job of humanizing convicts, you know, of showing that like the reason the decisions that and the life events that have led women up to being in these positions where they committed crimes, you know, why they did it. And some are more justifiable than others, but they always have a reason. It always makes sense. And it's a great show. I love that show. I don't want to I got way off track, but that show was brutally spoiled for me while I was watching it. I think it wouldn't be a spoiler to say, because you wouldn't know who I'm talking about, but my favorite character in the show dies at a certain point, and I didn't know, and somebody told me that. And I was like,
Did you keep watching, I assume?
Yeah, I finished it. I watched it through twice.
I'm the kind of person, I don't mind spoilers, because, like, I need to see how it happened. And just knowing what happened isn't enough for me.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
even in a game, like I won't look at the final score. Like I'll have to go back and watch like how that final score happened, how they get to that point if I didn't watch the game. So like even if I knew what like was gonna happen in the very last episode of a show, like I still have to figure out how it got to that point.
yeah, I knew a lot of stuff about like Game of Thrones before I watched it. Um, I watched Game of Thrones when the first 7 seasons were out. I didn't know anything about the final season, but I knew like most of the main beats and the main twists and stuff. Like I knew what the Red Wedding was,
Right.
stuff like that.
That just sounds nasty.
Yeah,
Red Wedding.
Red Wedding.
Can't
It's just an
imagine what that's
episode
about.
where
Oh, it's an
yeah,
episode. I thought that was the whole show.
the Red Wedding is an episode. It's a thing that happens in Game of Thrones
I imagine it
where
involves blood.
it's an episode where out of nowhere you don't see it coming at all, and a bunch of characters are killed off, like main characters, and it's like whoa, like in a one fell swoop, and you're like, okay, like it comes out of nowhere. And now this speaks to, I think Game of Thrones has been out long enough that that's not a spoiler. I'm allowed to tell you that what the Red Wedding is.
Nah,
And I didn't even tell you who gets killed in it.
you get 2 years after that show before it's no longer like it's on you. You should have watched that shit.
Yeah, if you really cared that much. We got access to everything. Like, if you
Everything.
really cared.
And you don't even
Yeah,
gotta have it
exactly.
long term. You can get a subscription for 1 month, watch it all, and cancel it.
Yeah, they out of nowhere, the Red Wedding out of nowhere, just 3 mega main characters are just whacked, killed at a wedding.
I've been trying to get into Game of Thrones. I've tried like 3 times now. I'm on episode 5.
It's a great show for a long time,
I'm at the part where
and
I
you'll
think
love it
Xerxes,
for a while.
Xerxes or whatever, like that blonde
Cersei.
girl. He took the blonde girl, or maybe Xerxes isn't that barbarian dude, and the blonde girl, and she got almost poisoned by that like water or from the wine from that guy, and he made him drink it first.
I'm trying to remember what you're talking about.
Because that blonde girl and her brother is like focused on trying to reclaim like the kingdom or whatever, and she's with that big barbarian dude.
Are you like?
But season 1, but like some peasant tried to poison her with like wine, and then the guards made him drink it first, and he refused to, so they killed him.
Oh no, Daenerys. That's Daenerys.
Daenerys.
That's way yeah. Okay, that is season 1, but you said Cersei. That's why it threw me off. I'm like, when did it? Does Cersei get poisoned? Cersei, it's Cersei, not S, but Cersei is the queen of the 7 Kingdoms. Yeah. She's no, Daenerys is on the other side of the world building an army to conquer the 7 Kingdoms because it was stolen from her father by Cersei's husband. That's their whole thing. And it's a great show for a while,
Slow burn,
and then
though?
it gets crazy after a while. The first season there's a lot of dialogue, and then a few events happen that start this thing called the War of the 5 Kings, which is like season 2 is the War of the 5 Kings. It's this massive war that breaks out across the 7 Kingdoms, and that's when it really pops off.
Is that them trying to figure out who's going to lead after that guy died?
Right, the king dies in a hunting accident.
When they had that whole argument over that blonde guy and then the guy who was appointed by the king or whatever, or his friend, they had this whole battle back and forth.
Right, because Ned, the hand of the king, figures out that
the sister fucker.
Right, Ned figures out that Joffrey is not actually the son of the king.
Yeah,
that he is a son of incest. That the queen's been banging her twin brother the whole time.
Crazy. When that scene came on the screen, bro, I was like, holy fuck.
Oh,
up
yeah.
the tower, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, episode 1, they let you know what this show's all about.
Episode 1,
they
threw that dude out the fucking window.
They throw a child out the window. And yeah, they go, we are not above killing children and we're not above making twins bang. That is what this show is. Welcome to Game of Thrones.
Welcome to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it gets really crazy. But I always have to warn people with Game of Thrones. I love the show. It's one of my favorite shows ever. It has the worst ending in maybe television history. It has such a bad ending. I can't even put into words how bad the ending is. It is. I've said before, it's the equivalent of if Star Wars ended with Chewbacca coming in and shooting the Emperor. And so you're like, what? Why is Chewbacca killing the Emperor? That doesn't make any sense. Chewbacca kills the Emperor, and then Luke walks up to the Death Star and starts blowing up planets. That's how Game of Thrones ends. I'm telling you, that's how it ends. Crazy. Oh, and then they're like, oh, who should be the Emperor now? After Luke starts blowing up planets, they kill Luke, and then they go, who should be the Emperor now? And then they go, I know. Obviously, we all know who should be the Emperor. It should be R2-D2. And that's the show. And that's how Game of Thrones ends.
That's a beautiful analogy. Beautiful analogy. And on that note, we're going to end this show as well. So thank you for joining us for another episode of Couch Coach the Podcast, featuring an all-star staff of the best to never do it. Remember, without a couch, you're just a coach. Without a coach, it's just a couch. With both, you're one of us. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And if you got some shit to say, leave a comment. It's Johnny. It's Kuji. Your favorite couch coaches. See you guys next week.
Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Go
Bing
New
bong.
York, go New York, go. Bing bong.